Hi everybody, how are you all doing today? So today we're going to be taking a look at EOS. I hope you guys have had a much more cautious day than I have had. I have lost a very significant amount today, the most I've ever lost in my trading career. And it's very disheartening today what happened, and I'm actually very distraught right now. Spending a little bit of time with my folks, with the dog here as well, Luna. So whenever it's kind of my getaway place, right? Whenever I'm super stressed out. But work doesn't stop, and I still think about you guys. And I want you guys to know that we need to be very careful with EOS because this first initial wave is done and it's now correction time. So what have I done? I've shorted the crap out of it. But first, we want to talk about what happened today, right? We pretty much had a crash. Some whale at 1,000 or 11,440 or something, he decided to say, you know what, no more to Bitcoin. We are gonna tank the market and take profit, which is very reasonable, right? But what was disappointing was that people also sold their altcoins naturally, right? And then we had some flash crashes like with ETP that happened. And then we had a flash crash with what else? With OMG Go and with Neo as well, where it drove down the price of ETP to about, I think, 5 or 10 cents. And then OMG Go, it went down to $2.75 from, $8, $9. And then Neo went down to $4. And myself, I had a pretty bad experience. A lot of people, they lost an incredible amount of money, put it that way. They lost a ridiculous amount of money because I guess their stop losses were getting triggered, right? And if you're going long on a margin and you get stopped out, then you sell, right? Which adds even more strength to the downtrend, which is very unfortunate. So because of these cascades of stop losses, it pushed down the price to a ridiculous amount on top of a server overload as well, right? I kept disconnecting every few minutes. Not only was I disconnecting, but I couldn't log back in because of that hash flare cloud issue. So, and every time I was able to finally refresh the bitfinex page, I had to actually log in manually, right? And my password is really long with lots of different special characters. So because of that, I had trouble logging in on top of trying to find my phone for my two-factor authentication. Then when I was finally able to log in, right, like before I logged out, I basically bought it at a very cheap price to me, and then it spiked up just temporarily. And being the scalper that I am, I plan to initiate a market execution right away. And sometimes it happened before I got disconnected, and then when I came back, it sold at a very different price. Or when I was in the on bitfinex still, when I executed it, I'm just waiting there. Like, what's going on? What the heck is going on? What the heck is going on? I should have taken profit already. I'm waiting. And then the price just tanked, and then I executed at a completely different price. And I played really big today. Like, you guys have seen my scalp positions of, 15 to 20K. But today I went really big. I was playing like over 6 figures, right? In the upwards, like pretty high. Well, not uppers, but more so mid. So I was playing like $300,000-$400,000 positions today, and yeah, I took a really big loss on Litecoin as well, right? Huge loss because I just couldn't get anything done. It just wasn't responding to my commands. So this is one of the times where skill, it meant absolutely nothing because it was completely wiped out, guys. The skill was completely wiped out by the fact that the server had massive overload issues. And I'm just really disheartened today because, well, for once my skill couldn't shine through, right? And it was more so dependent on the servers itself. And I lost, I don't know, something like $80,000-$90,000 today. So pretty upset about that. And it made me really panic. It made me realize that these issues are happening quite frequently, right? And how could you count on an exchange? How can you count on it during the most critical time when it won't even respond to your command? Not only that, all these tether issues that are being brought up right now, there's so many issues that are being brought up, and it makes me very cautious. So I withdrew a substantial amount of basically crypto today, and I'm converting it to fiat as we speak. So I withdrew about 58 Bitcoin, and people have asked me, why are you withdrawing Bitcoin? It's because the site that I use, I'm from Canada, it's called Quadrica CX. They only accept Bitcoin or Ethereum. I regret not using Ethereum. Now I've been waiting for about 5 hours. And there's some massive issues as well where the sum is not checking out to be the same amount. they're kind of missing a digit, which makes me a little bit worried. So, but you know, the transaction itself, it's from the email, it's wrong, but on Bitfinex it's right. So now I'm just waiting on Quadriga CX to confirm when it gets deposited there how much I'm actually getting. I'm hearing like horror stories of people getting locked out of their accounts, right? Like literally getting locked out of their accounts, or people just having massive withdrawal issues on every single exchange. People today have been getting liquidated to the point where they are in a negative balance, and I understand why that can happen now. It can. I've never seen it happen before. I've seen people get liquidated many times. So did I before when I was in my younger trading days. Basically, what happens when you get liquidated is, well, sometimes when the stop losses are triggering and they go down so low, you can only buy back at a certain price, right? And unfortunately, sometimes it's so low that you end up getting a negative balance because a large majority of it has to, or the majority has to go to the lender, right? The lender needs to get paid no matter what. So unfortunately, that is what happens. So anyways, enough ranting. I appreciate you guys listening to me. It's been a really, really rough day. Like I literally have never been this upset in my life before. Well, I think I have been. I think I was more upset when my ex and I broke up a few years back. We won't get into that. I don't think you guys are ready yet. But yeah, that was really tough time in my life. And you know, I play this game for fun, right? I don't play it for the profit. I'm kind of past the profit. I'm doing okay for myself. But what bothers me the most is that it's my favorite game in the world, right? I trade for lots of fun. This game is very entertaining to me. I have an enormous amount of fun playing this game. I love it so much, and I love Bitfinex, but when your exchange that you love is not reliable, and then you lose a ridiculous amount of money because of them, and it's not even in your control, it's a little bit disheartening today, you know? I've been doing this for a while, and today is the day that I kind of lost faith in Bitfinex, not in cryptocurrency, but in Bitfinex. And this will be one of my last few weeks, maybe my last year trading on Bitfinex. I will absolutely be looking into a new exchange. How could I not, guys? It's a little bit too scary right now, wouldn't you agree? So anyways, let's get into an analysis for EOS. Hey guys, I really appreciate you guys listening to this if you did, you know. I don't really get out much, as I always say, and I feel like when I actually talk to people here, I'm actually talking to people, so it makes me feel kind of good sometimes to get it out through here, and I know that people are listening. So I want to go over Elliot wave. Elliot wave is like this. For every impulse move up, there's always 5 moves up like this. And these ebb and they flow in every single pattern that we will ever see in charts. Though how they are is a different story, but we will always see 5 up like that. And when 5 gets completed, these are just smaller subwaves of a bigger wave. And then a corrective pattern happens, and then there's an ABC. For example, there's an ABC in here as well on a smaller time frame. There's an ABC as well here in a smaller time frame. And now what you would do is you would take Fibonacci from here to here for wave 1's correction, or sorry, for wave 2's correction, and then you would take Fibonacci for wave 3's correction. But for this correction right here, the big one of 5s, you actually take Fibonacci of the whole thing like that. And that is very important to understand. So people will think that it's just going to keep going up and up and up and up and up, right? But unfortunately, that's not the case. And then this makes an ABC like that, which this is wave 1, that's wave 2. And now this is wave 3 right here. And then when wave 3 forms, we also get another ABC like that in there. So where are we right now in the process? Let's take a look at this together. What we're going to do is rationalize this together. Those who are unfamiliar with this theory, look it up, guys. I'm definitely not just talking smack out of my butt. This is called Elliott wave theory, or Elliott wave principle, however you want to call it. Elliott wave, it's what I live, eat, and breathe by. I always know where I am in the market cycle, and that's very important to determine, guys. So let's count the waves. Do we see 5 waves here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I see 5, guys, right? Now, the most likely case for it to retrace to is an unknown amount, but the way we gauge that is usually to where this region right here is, right around here. This is going to be the next buy zone, right around here. How far down will it go? We don't know, but what we do know that is a major support area. And how can we confirm that? Well, we can confirm it by just dragging it down like that, right? So it is very likely that we're now going to get a massive correction between the $1.80 and the $2 range. I know you guys might not like to hear that, but think of it as a positive thing, okay? And let me give you guys a very classical example of something that went up very fast that needed to come down, and then after it came down, it made even more progress. Okay, let's look at Ethereum, for example. This whole thing right here, guys, is a massive correction pattern, okay? Right here. We'll draw it a little bit better. Failed to break out there, so we call that a corrective pattern as well. So this is basically all of wave 1. This could have been ABC somewhere, ABC, and then I tried to break out there doing an X. That way it made a W, X, and Y, right? So this is ABC down here, which is also W. Here, let me draw it out for you. These Elliot waves, they ebb and they flow and everything. That's AE or W right here. That's basically X. And then we have a C right over here, or a Y rather. And then within each one of those, you will find some sort of ABC in there, ABC, and then it makes an impulse up like that. And then it couldn't break out, so it does another ABC. And what we call this is a truncated fifth, or a truncated C wave. So for example, all of this right here, guys, is wave 1, okay, for Ethereum. This is wave 2 right here. And now we are just starting wave 3. And I'm not going to find them in here for you, but in this wave 5, or wave 1, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. Okay. Now this one here, we actually just finished the first one. So think of these corrections as very healthy. Don't think of it as a negative thing, all right? Very, very healthy. So here, this is just the first target. You know, wave 3 is generally the longest, but not the shortest. We're going to be getting some pretty massive extensions like that. Just to give you an example. So makes sense, guys, that wave 1 happened, wave 2 corrected, and then now we're on wave 3 for that. Now let's look at EOS. Still different, right? We had a big run up here, and this is all a correction right here. So what we want to do is catch this wave right here. It's definitely going to shoot for somewhere up there to break the all-time high. You know, just as an example, it could be somewhere between, I'm just going to guess in the middle. I'm going to guess around $1.85. And this one will be a big wave up, and then it's just going to keep going. It's going to make a lot of corrections on the way, but eventually it will make 100% progress in the end. Now this coin has a chance to go extremely high long term. But you guys need to understand, first of all, that corrections do need to happen, okay? They're very important for the cycle to progress. People need to take profit. And what I need to let everybody know is that please, once again, understand that these are very, very healthy things to happen. So if we count the waves here, for example, this could have been wave 1, 2, this could have been 3, this could have been ABC here. We can call this 4. I'm sure we'd find five waves in there if I went to a lower time frame. Definitely. Right around here, see? I know it was hard to see, it looked like only 3 waves, but we also see 5 waves in here with a small 1, 2, this is a 3, bigger one, 4 didn't really go to the territory, just the wick of wave 1, and we're good, right? So definitely 5 waves in here, would you agree? Definitely. Here, I'm sure we'd find 5 waves in here, very small as well. I don't want to spend too much time focusing on them, the count. Actually, it's right here. This one ended right around there. A, B, C. See? This one makes an A, B, and a C, right? It's hard to see, but if I do like that, you'll definitely be able to see it a lot better, right? And then this third wave here made 1, 2, basically 3, and this is a corrective pattern, 4, which are huge extended fifth wave. Very big extended fifth wave for the third subwave. So we've confirmed basically all 5 in the first one there. This is just some massive correction, which we won't get into, okay? Now we want to confirm a few more corrections in here. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. So for this one, we get a small one in here. We can call it, actually, I'd say this is more like the corrective one that started right here. That makes more sense to me. Now, this is 1. This is 3. And there you go. 1, 2, 3. Just want to double check here. Now this one is a little bit complicated actually. Not really sure exactly how to count this one. So I'm probably just going to end up counting it like this. So let's say I counted this one as 1 here, 2's here, 3 here, 4 here, and 5 there. That definitely fits it, right? Just the wicks can overlap the territory. And if we put our mouse here and we look in very closely, it's pretty nice. Just the way it doesn't overlap the territory of wave 1 there. And this one ended up making basically actually we can even go over here. Yeah, this one seems to make a lot more sense to me, right here. Perfect. Then it doesn't even overlap at all. This one ended up making pretty much a diagonal wave up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this one made a finishing last wave of like an ending diagonal as well. We don't see it on that time frame, but I'm sure we'll see it on other time frames. There we go. See? This one did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one does the exact same thing here as well, where it does 1, 2, actually, sorry, I drew that one wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it did it's called an ending fifth wave diagonal, and these only happen in the fifth wave really. Notice how this one, it's not an ending diagonal like that, where the wave 4 does not overlap into the territory of wave 1. So when we're drawing our Elliot waves, it's really important to get them accurate, right? So here it's fine because it's called an ending fifth wave diagonal. 3, 4, and 5. There we go. I know this looks complicated, or not complicated, but messy, but that is how it is. And here we have massive correction again, right? And here, this is where the interesting part is, right here. It does pretty much the exact same thing. So let's draw it out. We have 1 there, 2, 3, 4, a very extended one there, right? Super extended. And then this one does the exact same thing as the previous wave, where this is pretty much 1, 2, 3. Notice the fourth wave doesn't go into the territory of wave 1, 4, and 5, right? And then we got one massive wave up there, which we don't really see in this time frame. But if we break it down on a different time frame, because it had so much strength, we now see the 5 waves and can confirm that. Look, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's how we confirm that right there. Cool. Alrighty. So this is actually gonna just end up getting destroyed soon, I'm sure of it. So we have to confirm a lot of things as well, okay guys? Let's take a look at the MACD and the daily RSI. We have to realize that the daily RSI pretty much made 3 peaks here, right? And we're going to count them together as well. 1, 2, 3. 3 peaks, right? That's how you know that 3 waves have also formed. Now let's do an Elliot wave count on this, guys. This one really can't, this one right here, this bar, it can't really get much higher than that, right? So let's do some Elliot wave counts on here. We count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Now, if we count it on the actual waves themselves as well, on the blue moving average, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that confirms the 5 count for Elliott wave. Also this, guys, this is extremely in horribly overbought conditions, right? Horribly overbought conditions right here. And basically it goes something like this, guys. We can even count it on here, like this. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? For this part here. Absolutely. So now let's look at a few more indicators. This is already in the negative, right? It's already in the negative and it bounced back up a little bit. But this is what we call the more a bullish zone, okay? A bullish zone would be anywhere from 60 to, up to 100, right? Really high up there. But what we've done is we've actually crossed over to we've broken some resistance areas, put it that way. Right here, we're bouncing right off of it, okay? Right here, take a look. This was previously a good resistance for the RSI. And we didn't really come down to it here as much. But I'm going to show you guys a really classical formation, okay? What do you guys call this formation? Where something goes up like that, and then it consolidates like that. I'm sure you guys know, right? And then it makes something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then where does it go afterward, guys? It goes up, right? Now, what about this one? What if it was the opposite way? Like that. Then what would this be called? That was called a flag, right? Well, this one here would be called an inverted flag, right? 2, 3, an inverted flag like that. And then after it finishes an inverted flag, it goes down. And then do you guys know what this is? This is a simple A, B, C pattern like that. Or it can just be the first wave. The first wave like this. I'll show you. 1, 2, 3, right? 4, 5. This one's usually bigger than that. And then in this particular wave here, it does a flag consolidation, right? It does a flag consolidation and then it breaks down. And then the other one, if that happens, this one will usually do an ABC corrective pattern. ABC corrective pattern, just like that. So now what we need to do is analyze more structures. Would you guys agree with me that we have now officially counted 5 Elliott waves for everything? Yep, we've absolutely have. There was massive hype. I don't even know what was going on with it. I didn't even read fundamental news once, guys. I don't read fundamental news. I don't care about fundamental news. I'm a technical analyst and I made a killer on IOTA, but the only thing I'm disappointed with is that my profits were literally, my few months of work profit has been wiped out in a single day because of events that were not controllable by me. So other than that, I've definitely made some massive profits off of IOTA if we didn't count today, for example, right? I really wish today didn't happen. I should have just stayed out of the trade. I even tweeted it. I said, when in doubt, just stay out, right? Be extremely cautious, but I got really greedy, so I decided to enter a trade. So guys, we have officially counted all of that, right? MACD is now coming downwards. I'm going to explain to you guys something about the RSI. So like I mentioned, this is a more bullish zone from say 40 to 60. Around here, 40 to 60 area is, or sorry, 60 and up is a more bullish zone. Now a more neutral zone is basically between 60 and 40 or 35, right? Could be like 35, 40 to 65, 35 to 65, around here. Now if you were in a bearish zone is typically under 60, which acts as a resistance all the way down to very low down there. So RSI rules of mine are very important to follow. Now let's zoom in to a different time frame, like 3 hours. We see in the negative, right? We see in the negative. Now let me show you guys something here. lesson time. Do you guys know how a head and shoulders is formed? Okay, if you guys saw this, what would you guys be thinking? What would you guys call this? Well, let's break it down. What an actual head and shoulders pattern is, right? Let's draw it out as well. Just looking for head and shoulders. Where is it? Check this out. Bet none of you guys, or some of you, might have known this, but I bet you a lot of you haven't known about this. That's what a head and shoulders pattern is, right? I know that you guys recognize the pattern, but a lot of people might not know the technical aspects of it, of how it's formed. Well, it's formed by subwaves 3 to 4, or 2, 3, and 4, and then subwaves 4, 5 to A, and then subwaves A, B, down to C. And this is why a lot of people like to play this particular spot right here, okay? They like to play this particular spot because sometimes it bounces off of there, right? It bounces, this is called a neckline, okay? That's called a neckline. And sometimes we get a different slope. So for example, we might get a slope like here, right? Where A comes down a little bit more. So I'm gonna go back and explain something here. This one here, if it bounces off of that, that would be called a truncated C position, if it was like that. But let's say the neckline was slightly adjusted, okay? Let's say the neckline was slightly adjusted and it looked more like this. Okay, following? Where it was more horizontal like that, right? Well, this neckline then could create something called a double bottom, right? You guys are familiar with this double bottom concept, right? But sometimes it actually goes down really hard and it gets sloped a little bit more, where the A can come down a little bit like that, right? Really hard downtrend. And then we get a normal, typical pattern like that. So there are many different scenarios that can happen for head and shoulders. That's why people like to play this break right here. If it goes down, you short it. If it bounces off of it, then you go up. Okay, now that we got some technicality out of the way, I like to tell people new things. I feel like I'm full of information, and it's really fun to let people get inside of my head. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And here we have A, B, C correction. So for A, B, and C, like that, the way it works is there's usually 5 impulse waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like that. And then for here we have a 3-wave corrective structure. This is the typical 3, 5, 3 correction. Then this will have always 5, like that, always for C. But sometimes we also have 3, 3, 5 corrections, and 3, 3, 5 corrections will come in the form of an ABC down like that, or you can call it 1, 2, 3. So 3 waves, and 5. So we gotta kind of confirm what's going on here, okay? So the way I see this right here is 5. I don't have any other choice. I see 1, I see 2, I see 3, 4, perfect. Got to that territory of wave 1, or almost, and the next one, it fell down right there, right? A huge 5th wave because of Bitcoin. And here, I already see an ABC correction pattern, A, B, and C, right? So this one here, I bet you it only retraced to 0.5 at most. About 0.5. You got it right here. Now look at this, guys, on a 15-minute chart, okay? We have a doji at the top on the 15-minute chart already, which is actually a signal for a reversal that's happening. If you see a doji at the top, look right here. That's a doji. It signals a reversal, okay? If you see a doji near the top, it signals a reversal. If you see a doji at the top, it signals a reversal. You see a doji at the top, it signals a reversal. That is not one. That's indecision there, okay? You see a doji at the top, like that one. Not really that one, actually. Right here, doji at the top, you see a reversal. You see a doji at the top, you see a reversal. Am I making sense to you guys? You see a doji or shooting star at the top, you see a reversal. What it doesn't always mean there's a reversal, but what it does mean is that the bulls are starting to lose control. So it's very implicative that the bulls are absolutely losing control and a downtrend could happen anytime. And if we look on the higher time frame, like a 4-hour chart, do you guys see the volume slowly declining? Right? This volume is slowly, this is as little volume as we've seen lately. The moving average on the volume is just dying right now. Volume was huge earlier. If we go to a 2-hour chart, we'll probably see it really die off. So we have to ask ourselves, what is happening? And what's happening is people are filling up their short positions, the bigger players in the market. They're not ready to down tank it yet. But we have to remember that there are a lot of investors out there, and there are a lot of people with deep pockets, guys. Myself, I'm a tiny, tiny little fish in a really big ocean. I play like $10,000 to $20,000 sizes, as you guys see. Sure, my wallet is deep as well when I want it to be, but I don't play these positions usually, right? Then we're talking about people who have bought this coin from a very cheap price, and we're also talking about 2 million coins added to the daily supply cap, right? 2 million coins are added daily. So there's a lot of profit to be taken still, guys. We factor in all the profit, these bars, right? There's so much profit that needs to be taken still. But we have to really consider that it's very healthy, guys, super healthy for these corrections to occur, okay? See this one here, it implies that we're starting to lose control already. And after around a 2-hour candle, for example, when we see a candle like that, let's just go back. Where did we last see it? Where did we last see it? Right here, right? The volume started to die off, and then what happened afterwards, right? It just simply died. So am I bearish? Yeah, short term. I want to show you guys something as well, okay? I'm just pulling up my Steam account here. A notification just popped up in the middle of doing this. This is a very respected analyst, highly respected analyst, okay? Hygiene. He predicted 275. I predicted 230. He beat me. But I want you guys to know that he's also a very respected analyst, guys. If you guys go to his YouTube, awesome guy. 185 is also what he says. And he agrees with me that, or we agree with each other, that the corrections are very healthy. And he's also, he's also choosing the exact same thing. Same buy zone, which is where wave 3 ended. And he's also counting the exact same thing as me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exact same counts with an ABC as well. Is it coincidence that 2 analysts are agreeing? No, it's not coincidence, guys. If you guys don't know who he is, 100% check him out on YouTube. I don't recommend any other analyst on YouTube. Not even the chart guys. I'm sure you guys all know who the chart guys is. That guy is, he's in it for the business, put it that way, okay? He's creating these apps to get signal services, to get beginners to sign up. He's throwing fish at people, okay? Hyjin and I are the only 2 analysts on YouTube that want to legitimately and sincerely and genuinely want to teach people how to fish. We don't want to shill like Superman, whatever the hell his name is. I don't even watch any of his videos. All that they're full of is enthusiasm, charisma, and shilling. For who? For the people that are not me. Basically people who don't know how to do technical analysis, right? Those are the perfect kind of people to go watch videos like the chart guys and Suppleman, whatever his name is. Superman, I don't care if I'm butchering his name. Those guys are not there to teach you how to fish. They are not there to teach you how to trade, guys. They're there to take your money, 100%. They're there to take your money because they want to profit from you. So what I'm trying to teach you guys is how to do technical analysis so you guys can perform them yourselves, okay? So healthy retracement, guys. You know where my thoughts are. We take the whole thing. You guys don't even think for a moment, okay, that we can get that much higher. I'm sure we can, but you also have to factor in this right here, okay? Nothing stays that high forever, guys. Nothing stays that high, okay? Not even Bitcoin. Don't believe me? Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's look at the daily. See? Nothing, guys, stays that high. When it does, it comes down. When it does, it comes down. Every time it comes down. Nothing, guys, stays that low. Or stays that high, rather. So we have to make sure we're mindful that it is in extremely, extremely overbought zones right now. And because it's in extremely overbought zones, we have to be mindful that it's correction time, guys. Even though it's upticking, it's not really volume, guys. So take a look at this right now, right? This could be making an A, B, C, D, E correction right here. A, B. So instead of making like that, so this could have been wave 1 right here, okay? Actually, this is wave 1, guaranteed. Wave 1 officially finished. This now could be just making a simple pattern. A, B, C, D, and E. It's like a flag consolidation to me. What do you guys think, huh? What's more important is what you guys think, not what I think. I'm just here to give you guys some intel, right? I mean, this could be a rising wedge for all we know, right? Definitely. If I drew that wrong, then heck, maybe we're going to get a different type of wedge in here. Like that, A, B. Maybe this is, I don't know, like that. But either way, I think we're definitely squeezing in here. Definitely squeezing hard. Well, I know a lot of people are probably thinking to themselves right now, hey, this is an ascending triangle. But no, guys, it's not an ascending triangle because this is a wedge, okay? This is a wedge and it has a slope, right? A slope implies very bad things. So a lot of the times what happens is it gets thrown over a little bit to trick the people. A lot of people go long, the amateurs. They'll buy into this position right here, right? Because the whales will slightly push it up a little bit, and then boom, they're locked into a position and the downtrend happens. Look at this candle right here as well. This candle right here, guys, is not a nice candle. Do you know what candle this is? This is called the shooting star. The shooting star implies, well, it was there, spread difference, trust me. Spread difference. It implies that the bulls tried to buy it up, but the bears are pushing it down. We're even getting a doji at the top, which is very implicative that we're losing control, or the bulls are losing control. Right here as well, bulls are losing control, right? So to me, this looks like a rising wedge right now, and it just looks like it's about to break. If not a rising wedge of any way, it could be a flag, you know? It could be some sort of flag pattern. For all I know, this could be C right there. This could be E up there. It can go up a tiny bit higher. But we do have to acknowledge the fact that to wave 1, coming down, the Fibonacci level is already at 0.5. And that's a very, very normal spot. So if all of this right here was, we'll just call this, we'll assume for now that this is the top, it can go a tiny bit higher. Definitely can go a tiny bit higher. So if we assumed right there that was waves 1, then this right here was wave 2. Well, yeah, I mean, we normally assume a 1-to-1 extension, okay? Let's assume a basic 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension from here to here, let's say to right there. We could be looking at $2, okay? Easily $2 range where it could fall down to. And the $2 range is a coincidence that the $2 range is literally right in this buy zone as well, right around here. Now it can fall lower. I'm guessing about 180. So remember this when I'm saying, I'm gonna guess in between 180, okay? I know this is a big range, but 180 to $2. 0.3 fib's not gonna hold. I really doubt that. So 180 to $2 is gonna be my guess for this correction that's gonna happen. So I've now justified my entire rationale for everything that has happened. And I do appreciate constructive criticism and feedback. If there's anyone who disagrees with it, you know, please let me know. I don't take them the wrong way. because that's what us traders do, right? We try to improve our game. We try to constantly learn and grow by getting intel from several sources and then reevaluating our stance. We can never be stubborn and be locked into one position only. We always have to evolve as a trader. And I hope you guys learned something from this technical analysis. I hope you guys have had a safe night as well, unlike me. I know a lot of people, some of my friends, like personal friends in real life, they I don't go out a lot once again, but I do know a lot of people that do trade. They they've lost, you know, a sizable amount. They've imagine losing what a typical person can make at a job in one year, right? What they make in a year, and they lost it in one day, right? So you can imagine what I'm going through, what a lot of people I know are going through as well. I mean, my heart goes out to the people that have had their entire accounts liquidated because of margin call, and especially the people that have also had their bounces in the negative because they couldn't fill a position quick enough. And I'm sorry to say this, but I really don't think bitfinex will do anything about it, right? That's why I'm just getting my money out of there and I'm running, and I'm leaving a very small amount in there, guys. I started off with only about, I don't even want to say, but it's small. It's under 5 figures, and to me that's small. And I'm gonna start all over again. I'm gonna try to grow it like how I did a few months ago for fun. And like today, you know, I already gained $160 in 1 hour of trading, which is like, okay. So if I just keep it up for a few hours or a few days, it'll just exponentially grow. So once again, I hope you took something away from this video. I'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and upvoted on Steemit as well. And you guys, I always say this at the end, and never feel obligated, guys. Like, I'm really okay. But a lot of people have asked me for my cryptocurrency address, which is all below in the description. It all goes towards Luna's cryptocurrency piggy bank, which I am going to keep there just for her, for fun, as a little project. If you guys feel better about donating, you're welcome to. If not, don't worry about it. No obligation. And I apologize for the lack of humor in this video, guys. But I think we all know what a lot of people are going through. And I hope you guys take care and always stay profitable. Don't lose your love for this game because of minor things, okay? If I can tell you anything, today is probably one of the worst days that I've ever had in the past 5 years. You know, and here I am, still worried about you guys. Here I am still making a TA video because you can't stop life just because bad things hit the fan, right? You always have to continue, keep your head up, stay strong, but the most importantly, if you guys did lose a lot of money, remember this day. Remember this day for your entire cryptocurrency career, the day that you lost a lot of money, because it is the day that you will call it rock bottom, and you will never repeat these mistakes again, okay? You will never repeat these mistakes of being greedy or exercising caution or not exercising caution, I mean, or getting liquidated, right? I made a very important margin video for you guys to always not play your entire account because margin call and liquidation will come up. So trust me when I say that, guys, that I know from experience that the advice that I'm trying to give you, the countless amount of hours that I spend making these videos where I get nothing out of it is just so people don't repeat the same mistakes that I have, because I genuinely care. So you guys need to understand that these experiences and these lessons are the best lessons, because without them, you will never grow as a trader. And I've been there, guys. I have been there for longer than most of you have. I've had a very short cryptocurrency career, but I excel highly in a lot of the things that I do in general. So trust me when I say that that this is going to be the most positive day that will come in the future because of your massive lesson learned today, okay? So do me a favor and keep your chins up, keep your head held high. If you guys lost a lot of money, trust me, there's a lot more money to be made, but the most important thing are the valuable lessons that you've learned today. So guys, good luck with everything, and I will leave you off with EOS might go a tiny bit higher, maybe $3, maybe 305, maybe 310 at the most, guys. But you guys just gotta be scared of this guy right here. You need to be scared of this RSI, okay? Of the daily chart. Remember this in your head very clearly, guys. This daily RSI, okay? It is now at 83, 87. So be scared of that, guys. Don't think that it's going to keep going up and up and up and up and up and up without any corrections, okay? Always be mindful of it and make sure that you're also noting the volume that has now just completely evaporated, okay? Look at the 2-hour volume. It has evaporated, guys. It's doing a pattern that's about to just break down soon. So be cautious for me, guys. So take care and thank you for watching this video. And please stay safe and profitable.